There is one kind of reassurance that really helps with your anxiety recovery, and there is another type of reassurance that makes it so much worse. In this video, I am going to help you navigate how to communicate when your partner is anxious. Now, I know how much you love your partner, and when they're suffering, I know all you want to do is swoop in and take their anxiety away. But when you do that, you keep them stuck in their anxiety and their anxiety disorder. And this is really not helpful for you or for your relationship because it's letting anxiety get between you and your partner, the person you love the most. Now, this happens on both sides of the relationship, and I want to explain the mistakes we both make in this circumstance. Now, let's say you are someone who has anxiety. You are going to go to the partner and you're going to ask them the same questions you're having in your brain. Will something bad happen? Am I a bad person? Do you experience this intrusive thought? Or do you experience this type of anxiety? Or do you experience this kind of pain or sensation? When you ask them for reassurance, then they are then going to respond, if they're giving reassurance, by saying, I promise that won't happen. Or you're fine, nothing bad will happen. Or maybe they say, let me help you work through this so that we can both work through how irrational you're being and correct every last thing. Now, it's normal to want to engage in this way, but this makes it worse. It sounds supportive, but it backfires. Now, let's go through why this is a problem. Number one, reassurance argues with the fear. So they have an intrusive thought, and then reassurance argues with the fear, and it trains the person with anxiety to keep treating that thought like it's important. The second thing is it shows that even the partner believes this fear is important and dangerous, and we need to neutralize it. And last of all, it really reinforces the compulsive nature of that reassurance, making the person only feel more reliant on the partner to get reassurance. Now, today I'm going to go through two specific rules for giving reassurance that actually works. And this is going to be specifically for the anxious partner. But if you have anxiety, I encourage you to be watching this as well because we are a team here. We're going to have to work on this together. So just before we move on, let me just go through one very, very important point. There is a massive difference between assurance and reassurance. Assuring your partner is not a problem. That is what we're going to talk about here moving forward. Reassurance is where you are repetitively trying to soothe and reduce your partner's anxiety. What that does is it feeds the message to your partner that you don't trust that they can tolerate their own uncertainty and anxiety, and that you feel the need to swoop in and take their pain away. Reassurance is repetitive. It tries to reduce their discomfort. It tries to, in an urgent way, swoop in and save the day. And we do not want to be doing that. But assurance is fine. So let's talk about what that looks like. Okay, the number one rule is that you first validate their emotional experience. This helps them feel seen, it makes them feel heard, but it doesn't actually feed the anxious loop. Now, here are some examples of validating the emotional experience. You might say, I can see how distressed you are right now. Okay, so you're acknowledging that this is hard for them. You might say, this feels really intense for you. Again, you're acknowledging how much discomfort they're in. Or you might say, I know your anxiety is loud in that moment. You are validating and acknowledging their suffering. Now, one thing to know here is we're not agreeing with the fear. We're not disproving the fear. We're anchoring in what is actually real, which is their emotional pain. We're not getting caught in the content of their fear. We're just acknowledging their discomfort. Rule number 2 is support their uncertainty tolerance. So again, instead of us coming in and reducing their uncertainty by giving them certainty or giving them some kind of reassurance that swoops in and takes away their discomfort, instead we're reinforcing our belief in them that they can tolerate this discomfort. So we can be doing this behavior on repeat, but we're not reassuring them in a compulsive way. Now, here are some examples. I can't promise certainty, but I'm here with you while this feels hard. The next one is, you're allowed to feel anxious and still stay connected to me. Beautiful. The last one, we don't have to solve this feeling right now. How can I support you? This is offering support, acknowledging that they're having a hard time, but encouraging them and letting them know that we believe that they can tolerate this uncertainty. So let's go through something important here. This, when we do it really well, this helps teach their anxious brain that we can stay in the feeling of anxiety and still stay connected. This is where the corrective experience occurs. And this piece is so important. Now, what we want to avoid is, even again, this is well intended, is we want to avoid repeating answers based on the same fear-based questions. We want to avoid promising certainty that you actually can't control. Here's the thing. I have heard so many partners of my clients will say, I promise that won't happen. But they don't know that. They can't promise anything. World is out of their control. You can't promise that bad things won't happen. You can't promise that you won't feel this feeling. That's actually not helpful. It's not even accurate or factual. And so we don't want to be making promises we can't make. The next thing is we want to avoid trying to logic somebody out of anxiety when emotionally they're flooded. Again, if someone's at a 10 out of 10 anxiety, no amount of logic is going to help them. You just have to support them to wade through that feeling. And last thing, we definitely don't want to dismiss their suffering. We don't want to be saying, oh, this again. We don't want to be condescending. We don't want to be dismissive. They're going through something really hard and we want to support them. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. If you liked this video, you are going to love the next video, which is how to stop white knuckling your anxiety. And I have some skills that you can use instead. As always, thank you so much for being here. You can head over to cbtschool.com if you want to get any of our courses. We have some amazing signature courses for folks with anxiety, OCD. We have courses on BFRBs. We have courses on rumination. Head on over to CBT School and have fun with it. That's what we're here for. All right, I'll see you on the next video.